This is Rodison. This is Grasshopper. At this point, this is like a diary for me. Um, it's a Sunday. It's fall, autumn. Feels peaceful. I awoke today with this sort of feeling of a desire to understand or to, I guess, to sort of like accept love more fully, more completely, and allow love to be. May I have your attention, please? Allow love to be this sort of like gauge, this way of knowing whether or not we're engaging each other in the right ways. And don't get me wrong, like what I'm saying is, I understand that love is the basis, the fundamental thing, the very essence of life. I understand that personally, individually. Um, I can't make you understand that unless you want to have something different. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is what I was kind of speaking about in another podcast, in another episode yesterday, I think. Um, Everything stems from one's own desire. And so innately we all are many things. We all are the same thing. We all are the same thing. So then how would you have a unique experience if you are the same thing as me? And remember, please, please, please remember, because I'm beseeching you. I'm reaching out to you. I'm trying to assist you in whatever it is you are attempting to do, but I know what you're attempting to do because you're here living life. So it's not complicated or difficult to figure out what it is you're trying to do. You're trying to live. You're trying to succeed in living. Every one of us are. Why are we pretending like we all don't have the same agenda, same goals, same desires? Why can't we help each other? Why do you feel better to one up me? How does that make you feel better when you are me and I am you? Like you gotta understand, it's quite simple to understand who understands and who doesn't. Because if you're trying to take something down, if you're not simply going to any and everything with this open arm and this hand that says, yo, I want to share with you. I want to help you be better. Because I know if I help you be better, that means I get it. I get it. Like you don't get it if you are simply obsessed with your own well-being. You don't get it then. And I mean, you have to understand that to some degree, right? You have to at least have a part of you that is beseeching you, that is like basically like entreating you, reaching out to you, to ask you, to find out, like, yo, like, why does certain things bother us then? Like, why is it that, you know what I mean? Like, we care for certain things. It's because you have a total some love for everything. But you were just brought up in the confines of a certain environment that told you that this is what love was. And this is how you have to love. And it was a selfish kind of love. I remember listening to Michael Jackson's song where he says, I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize. Yo, you cause love is love. Love is everything. So if somebody smacked you in the face, that is love. I'm sorry, you don't understand it. It's like saying, it's like understanding creation is love, and then not understanding that war is love. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not getting it. War, everything that is in creation is love. It's just if it's here, then it's love. But then you have to honor that love by what keeps things going, what fortifies things, what upbuilds things, what drives things, what encourages things. That's love, right? Because that's the initial thought. Like, I want to do this. So now, okay, it's all here now. So then how do we tap deeper and further into love? Well, we have to go with the original mandate. Original mandate was that we continue building on. We build. We want to go bigger and better. So we realize, okay, yeah, we had wars. We fought each other. We were jealous of each other. That's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Like I said, what did Jesus say to his when he was dying when he was whatever you believe? But like for me, these are profound tidbits. What do you say? Forgive them, Father. They know not what they have done. Right? They know not what they have done. Like, so basically, like, if you are doing something, you gotta understand, like, there's like people who know what they're doing simply because they understand the fundamentals of life. And then there are people who don't, and that would naturally be so, obviously, right? We all came to remember. But you have to allow yourself to be or to remember. You can't be against remembering. You can't be so steadfast in the way you are right now, so resilient. And think, because these are terms that you heard that you thought that they were the good words: resilient, determined. Yeah, those are good words. But as I said before, if you don't understand who you are, if you don't know who you are, and yet you are creating boundaries, what you trying to keep? It's like China didn't know who they were, and they built the Great Wall of China. Like, what are you protecting? What are you keeping in? What are you keeping out? What do we know now? We don't know nothing. All we know is just a wall went up, and how are we supposed to figure out who we are? But you see what I'm saying? You got to put boundaries up after you understand who you are, and so you have to. Don't get me wrong. We all went out there and just started building walls, and then you criticizing this guy, the president, who wants to build a wall about Mexico and America. But you all. Which one of you people? Which one of you people who disagree with building a wall between America, the United States, and America and Mexico, like the one president wants to do? Which one of you people who disagree with it aren't profoundly describing the boundaries that you have set up for yourself as opposed to the world, in dealing with the world, in dealing with your family, in dealing with your friends, in dealing with everybody else outside of you? Which one of you who disagrees with building a wall that separates the United States from Mexico has not already, like, sorry, the light was down, has not already set up their own personal boundaries? You see what I'm saying? So, like, the same way that you live in this country, but somebody wants to set up boundaries. We know this country's a young country. It's a young country. It just came out of slavery. It just dropped two of the world's greatest bombs on one country that, like, it was half the size of it, like, not even could fit in the state of it. Some states, you know what I'm saying? So you're young. You're young. You got the smarts. They're giving you the rings. They're letting you run with it, and you just shooting everything. Personally, you shooting everything everywhere. You shooting up your own schools with your kids in it. So you don't get why he wants to build a boundary, because you're like, yo, we don't get shit here. We don't understand what we're doing in this country. So how you gonna try to put a wall up around us and say that those guys out there is the bad guys? We know they're not the bad guys. We know that. So you say, so why you putting up a wall? You putting up a wall for the wrong reason. It's the same thing for you. It's the same thing for you. You want to put up walls and boundaries. I go back in my fucking feed in Instagram. I got conversations where I had to a friend of mine who passed away this year. Leave me better than you found me. And it was about boundaries and insecurities. And I sat in a room with men and women, adults, who stood fast on the idea that they should have boundaries. And I was simply saying, like, you don't even understand yourself. You don't want to be honest about your own insecurities. But yet you want to tell somebody else you want to put a boundary because something's wrong with them. Isn't that America dealing with Mexico? How are you any different? That's what I'm saying. You motherfuckers think it's okay to shun somebody else for their beliefs, but then you maintain the same beliefs with your friends and those people around you. You at work, you suck as a workmate. You suck. You suck as a friend. You suck as a family member. You suck as everything because you're so protective of your own fucking self, of your own insecurities. You have a massive amount of insecurities riddling in your body. But you think by putting up boundaries, by putting up walls around you, no one will know of your insecurities, and you'll just be able to look at everybody else's insecurities and shout at them from your fucking walls. You're insecure, you're insecure. But meanwhile, you got walls up around you. Your government is just a mirror of what's happening in your own personal life with your family. You gotta stop. I, the point here today for me was to just simply speak on love. Love is an everlasting quality, right? And I can talk about love for a very long time, for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that I play with. I love love. Love is a beautiful thing. I love everything and everyone. There's not a thing I don't love. Like, I thought about this yesterday. Literally thought about this yesterday. I said to myself, there is nothing wrong with you for loving those who hate you. There's nothing wrong with you for loving those who hate you. There's nothing wrong with you for loving those who've hated you, who've done actions to prove that they do not want you in existence in the way you want to be. There is nothing wrong with you still loving those motherfuckers. You want to know why? Do you want to know why? Because I am God and I am love. So how could you make me something I'm not? By doing it to me? I know love, not because my mother showed me love. I know love not because you showed me love. I know love not because the teachers that I went to school with showed me love, not because my peers showed me love, not because any one of you can stand on any ground and say you taught Rodderson Grant love. Not one of you can. I am love because I am love. That's who I am. This is what I am. You can't change that. You could try, and the trying is what proves it more and more and more. And with love, there's an idea that there's a God there. It's not because of wisdom. It's not because of spitting knowledge. It's not because of anything else. It's because the enduring fact that one is love. Nothing shifts a person or a being who is love from love. You can't do it. Jesus died. He went to his grave saying it. He loved them to the end. He said it. Father, I pray that you take care of them, for they were once yours and you gave them to me. And now I pray that you watch over them in my absence. Motherfuckers who try to betray him, motherfuckers who denied him 3 times. Told motherfuckers I ain't known. Peter said, I would never betray you, Lord. I would never turn you down. I would never do it. Not these motherfuckers would do it. They would do it. Not me. How many of us have felt that way? I love things too much. Honey, I'll never betray you, honey. I love you today. Let's get married. I won't betray you. I swear to God, I love you. I love you. I love you. I will never do anything to hurt you. And you find yourself eating that one later, right? That was the point of it. It was the point of Peter. Peter was the person who just rattled off. But it was great that he did, because if Peter didn't ask questions, we wouldn't have answers. Because the other 12 didn't pick up and say something. The other motherfuckers didn't say anything, but Peter would always have the questions. You know what I'm saying? So it's great when you got answers. When you got knowledge, you love a person who asks questions. There's nothing better than a person who asks questions. There is nothing better than an inquisitive being, and sincerely so, because that means that person wants to grow. That's what Peter's known as the rock. The name means the rock, because he planted on that foundation. Because you inquired, you found out the truth, and now you could build on it. But you can't build walls without knowing the truth about who the fuck you are. And yet Peter betrayed the Lord 3 times, right? Betrayed himself 3 times, essentially. Like, forget what you want to believe about Jesus and everything else. If you don't want to call yourself religious, fuck you then. But anyways, he betrayed himself 3 times because he made a promise and said that, Lord, I will not. Although that's why we shouldn't do that. We don't make promises and say, I will not, I will, how. No, we don't do that. Moment we living by. Right now, we're here. Let's do this. Tomorrow, I don't know. How the fuck do I know a bomb might fall out of the sky? They did it in Japan, right? So why can't it happen here? How do you want me to promise you 40 years? How do you want me to promise you 30 years? How do you want me to promise you 20 years when I don't know if fucking 5 minutes from now I'll still be breathing? How do you want that? How do you want things that you can't even fucking promise and keep? How do you want that? Because a motherfucker told you if you're writing down on a piece of paper, it'll be okay. And that's why they got you thinking these things. I mean, even when you dead, you ain't dead. You got to be dumb to believe these things, man. How smart are you? Depends on how much love you have. It really is. It's tantamount. If you are a very loving person, you are a very smart person. Yes, you're gonna get hurt a lot. Like I said to you, a child falls on many a great amount of times. But 9 times out of 10, the wisest in the room is usually the child. You wonder why? Confidence too, man. Because the child understands that it's supposed to be learning. Like anybody who understands, I'm supposed to be learning, well, guess what? They will do right. They will learn. But anybody who thinks that they're supposed to be the smartest in the room, they're supposed to be the one who knows it all, they want to look a certain way. Anyone who is going for those goals will never learn. Will never learn. Look at the way Jesus spoke to the Pharisees and the scribes, the individuals, the motherfuckers who was trying to trap him up by asking these tricky questions. It actually elevated his position because the answer he would give them showed like, yo, first of all, you motherfuckers fucked up for trying to trip him up like that. Secondly, like he really, yo, this dude is a ninja. He's a ninja because he really like evaded that and kind of came back around and caught you with the knife and then like boom, you down, you on the floor. Some MMA shit. Like, what did Jesus learn? Where did he learn that shit from? In Egypt, he was in Egypt for some years. Remember, he did study there. But you people claim to be religious, and you don't even know half of these things. Even if you don't claim to be religious, even if you don't claim to be religious, will you at least honor the fact that 90-something% of the customs that you have in your life right now are based and came from religion? If you don't want to understand that, go read your encyclopedias, man. You know what I will give the Catholics credit for? Most of what they did, like even the fucking crusades and shit like that, where they ravaged and put people on torture and torched them alive, they got it written down. They wrote it all down. And motherfuckers, I remember Catholic encyclopedias and shit like that. I'm like, and then they tell you why they removed this person's name and why they do that, why they changed the calendar here, why the Pope did that. Everything is documented like you like it, but you still don't know. Everything is documented that they did that you like exactly the way you like it. The note taking, the calendar. They had secretaries before you came to know women as secretaries. Men were secretaries. That's how it operated back in the day. The men were the secretaries at first. You was a man, you were the president, you had a secretary. It was a man again. Women couldn't even walk into those fucking rooms. But you think you know it all. You think you're smarter than everybody else, and you ain't got one ounce of love that you want to demonstrate towards the world outside of you. But if you can't show the exterior love, if you don't understand, if you're jealous or you can't show the exterior of you love, it is simply because you do not feel that the interior of you is loved. I'm trying to put you on the game so when you're walking on the street acting like you tough and you got ego, that you know that you are looking like a buffoon. I don't care how pretty you think you are, woman. I don't care how handsome you think you are, man. Beauty's inside. So if you don't think, if you're looking at things outside and you judging them and you looking at them and you trying to take them down, we know that you know your insides are ugly. Your insides are ugly. Yeah, it's ugly. Sorry, man. You want me? I'm here to put you on the game. I'm here to talk to you like you one of us. You know what I'm saying? Like we keeping it real right now. So like you ain't got to go share with everybody else. We ain't trying to tell you like go shout it from the rooftops and tell people you insecure. We trying to tell you just maybe take the walls down because they're giving it away pretty clearly that you are insecure. Like, cause only an insecure motherfucker has to build a wall. Do you understand that? Just like put aside all of the egotistical shit you were taught. Use logic. Who builds a wall? Why are you mad or angry or have feelings about the motherfucker who's trying to build a wall around the country? Why do you feel different about it? And then put that and personalize it for yourself and say, well, then again, that's true. I am trying to put up a wall. And I did tell myself that I need to protect myself from the people on the outside. Huh. I could see how the people on the outside could take offense to that by looking at me and saying, well, you haven't done one thing to express love, to show kindness, like to reach over to the other side, to reach to the outside and say, I'm not going to put a wall up before I at least demonstrate what I expect from you. And when I see that you can't give me what I am giving you, which is love, full free love, when I see that you will not give me that, then I will block you from me from now on until you decide to do something different. And I will move somewhere else. I'll go this next direction. Have you done that with everything in your life? Or do you tell yourself preemptive measures are necessary? I swear to God, I've said this before. Why are your tactics more in line with the military than with the Red Cross? Why are your personal tactics with how you are going to deal with hand-to-hand combat and shit? How you going to deal with the next human being, the guy walking down the street with you, the girl coming in the other direction? Why are your tactics more involved, more resembling hand-to-hand tactics, like combat tactics, than they do like Care Bears or some shit like that? Like, I should walk down the street and see, yo, yeah, these motherfuckers, they be watching cartoons. They look like Care Bears. Look at that. They're hugging each other. They just like, they're hugging. Remember back in the day? I mean, I don't know if it still happens, but but there used to be some people on the Brooklyn Bridge that would just be hugging you. They just did hugs. Now, now, and I say this, and it just came to my mind, but it brings a good point up because I think, who of you aren't pretending as if you're loving? Like, who of you is saying to everybody else, "Now, I'm not a loving person, but I need these boundaries, and I'm right for doing it." Which one of you are saying that? No, you're lying to yourself and everyone else and telling everyone that you're a loving person. And because you've been taken advantage of and because you've been mistreated, that's the reason you have to have these boundaries up. But everybody who knows you know that is not true, that it couldn't be furthest from the truth. You are the equivalent to the America telling Mexico it's been taking advantage of you. You are the equivalent to it. You are the equivalent to the America building a boundary, building a wall after you've pillaged the other side for so long. You are that. Newsflash. That's what we know. That's what we know. Yo, because you can't seriously believe that you have these feelings about America and Mexico because of the wall going up and not because of who's putting the wall up. You can't expect me to believe that. I'm saying, listen, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your partners can possibly believe you and be dumb as you want them to be dumb. And they probably have been that dumb since the day you've met them. And that's why your friendship keeps going. But I will not remain dumb. I will never, I won't. Dumb is something that you find yourself in once in a while. You do. You do. When somebody tells you something, you give them the benefit of the doubt. That's you being dumb. Okay, sure. Let's do it. Hey, your phone. Wow, I tripped. I fell. You pushed me. What the fuck? Not gonna happen again, though. Actually, it possibly might. It might. Because you be dumb. You want people to succeed with you. You want things to work. I didn't want friendships that failed. So that's why I got hurt. Not because I was stupid. Not because I was gullible. It was because I really sincerely wanted this shit to work. It's like we both going on a project. Yo, so we're gonna build this device, and this thing is really gonna help people. And then yeah, let's do it. High five. And you really don't plan on doing it ever. And as I'm working on you laughing at me with your friends, look at this idiot. He think where he think we go, he think it. And like I'm the dummy for doing that, like because I trusted you. Do you realize that's what you're implying? It's like, oh my God, how could a person be a dummy for trusting you? How could a person be a fool for trusting you? And you not think that you're the biggest fool? To treat someone who actually trusted you, to treat someone who actually believed in you the way, oh my God. I mean, you motherfuckers need God to come out from the heavens. My mother used to say this, and then there's not these days in my life, there's a few things there's many things I disagree with, and one is my mother. You motherfuckers want God to come out of the heavens to reveal to you exactly how and what you're supposed to be doing. Meanwhile, you are having feelings about the positives that people are doing and feelings about the negatives that other people are doing, Because it could be the same person doing positive and negative. We're capable of doing those. We are. And that's beautiful. But you are seeing this. You're observing it. You had family members who treated you certain ways in which it made you feel small. And so yes, I get it. I get it. We all grew up in a time when you couldn't just go telling people that shit. That's why therapists made sense. Go into a room, close the door, talk to somebody who seems like they want to understand you. But the thing is, how long do you plan on doing that for? Okay, let's say it made sense to do it. Let's say it benefited us all to do therapy. Psychiatrists, have people studying you. Okay. How long before we evolve past it? Should not every scenario and situation be one that we plan on evolving past? Shouldn't that be the only mandate that we give ourselves? Is that, listen, like I said yesterday, contract. Yeah, but might change tomorrow. Just so you know, like don't get your hope. An idea doesn't die; it evolves. It evolves with us. That's what we're supposed to be doing. But the idea doesn't. The idea could be nudging us in the back, like, yo, man, don't you think we should evolve? But we gotta do it. You gotta. You're the one driving the ship. The idea is like, yo, captain. Yes, skipper. Where do you want to go? You tell me, skipper. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Gilligan's Island didn't work like that. Some motherfuckers too young for that. But like, it's simple. It's quite simple. You have to know that love is not what you've been demonstrating. Love is something deeper, it's something greater. It is profoundly like encompassing. It is. If you're not caring, if you're not reaching, if you're not searching, if you're not willing to love, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? I mean, you will be phased out. You will be phased out. But for you to not be phased out, hence the question, why are you here? For what purpose did you come? For what purpose were you sent? For what purpose did you arrive? Ask the question. Is it to continue wearing a mask that pretends as if you didn't see the movie The Matrix or The Truman Show, all these other ideas that put in our heads that, hey, yeah, things could look like we're supposed to be doing it that way, but we have to do better and ask the bigger and deeper questions. We have to want to understand more in order for us to be able to grow. No one else can do it for us. It doesn't matter if you're 21. It doesn't matter if you're 49. It doesn't matter if you're 108. It doesn't matter. Your age is nothing. Your gender that you chose before coming into this life is not the matter. It is where your heart is immediately right now. Where is that? Where is your heart? Or did you build a wall around that so that you can't get to it? And telling everybody else you protecting yourself. That's the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is not for you to protect from everyone else. The heart of the matter is for you to go into. That's the heart of the matter. I was coming up as a Jehovah's Witness, and they always, while love is a big part of the organization, at least that's what they say. Um, I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody's um, belief or what they think is what it should be or whatever. I'm not endorsing anybody. I have no reason to tear anybody down, but I also have no reason to endorse anybody who, anyone or anything. I do it if it happens, it happens. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not intentionally going out my way to endorse anybody or anything. Anyways, love is important. Was important. I was raised in that kind of environment, and is what it resonated with me. When I gave you the story about me and my brother um, leaving our house against the wishes of my mother and going out and preaching, and that was because I love people. I've always loved people. I've always want what's best for people. Like it doesn't make sense to me, to honest to God. Like it's like, why be here if you don't really like? Why don't you just make yourself a goat eating grass? Because like, why do you like if you can care and you don't care? Do you understand how you have the keys to the house but you're not using them? You have a big old house over there that you're not using it. You have all of these things that you're not using it. You have all these like I used to think like sometimes when I cared so much and they were like, it hurts. It hurts because you care. You can't sign up for care and say, okay, but listen, give me 20% of the feelings that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Give me 20%. 20%. No, I want 100. I want to know what that really feels like when somebody says something to hurt me. I want to know what that really feels like. I want to genuinely know what that feels like when somebody who says they love me is doing things to show that they trying to keep me small, not to not to bomb their houses later, not to have regret, not to have animosity, but so that I could know. Because I'm gonna tell you a secret, and it is a secret because you didn't know it until now. To feel, to feel, to feel is consciousness. To feel is consciousness. So if you can feel, it's consciousness. To understand the feeling, it's aware. It's not the same thing. You could be to be aware is conscious, and to be conscious is somewhat aware. But you could be conscious of the fact that you on planet Earth, but you are not aware of the fact that you are what? Being observed. Or you're not aware of the fact that what? The trees are alive. Or you're not aware of the fact that what? Many things, many. What did you learn yesterday or today? Weren't you conscious those times, but you weren't aware of certain things? So learning is part of our awareness. We're remembering these things because we're conscious of everything. We're conscious of everything. Like we know, we have a knowing that says everything is alive and everything exists. We know that. We do fundamentally know that intrinsically in us. But are we aware of it? Are we moving throughout our lives as if we are aware of that the trees are alive? You know what I'm saying? You conscious of it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But are you aware? Do you behave? Do you treat everything with that knowledge? That's awareness. That's an individual choice because the consciousness was already put upon you. You already got that coming into this life. Now, will you acknowledge the consciousness? That means awareness. Will you acknowledge it? Will you go to certain particular things in that consciousness? Will you find flowers that you are more attracted to? It's awareness. So you become more in depth on the knowledge of those flowers or those birds or those bees or whatever you want to choose to. You have children now. Your awareness are more on children, on child, on love. You go deeper and deeper and deeper. So the feelings is not what you're running from. You're actually searching and going and diving deeper for feelings. But you want to believe that you are telling yourself that you are finding the feelings that are meant for you. That doesn't make any sense. If you can feel, you can feel. If you can swim, if it's a fish is in the water, doesn't say, I like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like when the temperatures hit this type of no, it doesn't like they know where they're supposed to be. They're in the water. You're in consciousness. Take it all in. Be like a fish in the water. This is consciousness. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like when you watch Little Mermaid and they swimming around Nemo and shit like that, they're leaving their town, their small little place. Why? Well, their awareness grows when they do that. They were conscious that the ocean was big, but now they experience it. Now, whoa, this shit is grand. This shit is enormous. This shit is huge. It's beautiful. Wow, I'm so happy I know this. But when you leave the small pool that is your consciousness or your awareness, and you're going out into the bigger consciousness, you're leaving things behind. That's why I spoke about death, right? You're leaving things behind. Consciousness is not just relative to this experience here we're experiencing right now. Consciousness supersedes this. It goes past this. It's obviously, right? Depths, going down, dimensions, space, time, everything expands. Expansion is what we're doing here. That's all we're doing. We're expanding. We're continually expanding. What do you think it's all for? So to stay in the mundane, to search for complacency. Can't you see how that's against your mandate, your primordial codes, your drive? It's like you're a Ferrari, man. Like you ain't supposed to be sitting like in traffic. No, no. Mm. Why not try to acknowledge your feelings? A lot of people run from theirs, man. Like if somebody hurts you, if you find out something about your parents, you find out something about your sister, your brother, your this, your that, your lover, you find out something about them, why not, instead of running from the feeling, why not sitting with it, acknowledging the feeling, speak freely to the feelings? Like, what are they making you feel? What is happening? Why do you feel that way? Negative and positive are polarities, meaning any experience, anything you learn, you can apply them to it. So you have an experience. You say, I found out some things happened when I was a child. That's just information at this point. How you see that information. Do you want to put a positive spin on it? Or do you want to put a negative spin on it? It's your choice. But you can do both. There's awareness in either and both. Matter of fact, why not do both? Why not do both and choose the one that gives you the feelings that you appreciate more? So you have a real example, a real case in point. Somebody just hurt you, disappointed you. Someone did it. Somehow they did it, whatever, whatever. Not important for us to know, at least. It's important for you to know, for you to sit with it and to ask yourself, to act like you're a detective. Sit there with your notepad and say, I'm feeling like this, and speak it out loud. Why not try it? Why not try it? I ain't telling you got to call anybody names. Just try it positively, try it negatively. And then try to pick which one you prefer, because that's the one you want. That's the balance. I always say this: balance and good, one and the same. Good means right that place where it needs to be. Balance means what? Right at that place where it needs to be. It's balanced. You see what I'm saying? What's balanced for me may not be balanced for you. What's good for me may not be good for you. There's many sayings that said that good for the goose ain't good for the gander. Not everything's good for me is good for you. It ain't gonna be that way. That's why we different. But I gotta love you no matter what, because guess what I know? Guess what I know? I know that if you love it, I know if it's here, first of all, before the fact that you love it. First of all, if it's here, you loved it. I loved it. Anything in our reality, and these are fundamentals, right? Like act like you found the fundamentals, like you Wu Tang, and you found the fundamentals to the martial arts, right? Love is everything. And so that's first and foremost, right? So you just know how you see the world, how you treat the world, how you treat everything is an example of who you really are. Your job here is for you to figure out, but you know a few things. You know that you have to be learning and expressing who you are. If you're not doing that, because listen, man, if your partner hurt you and your neighbor's partner hurt them, just because your neighbor is putting it out there and telling everybody, oh, you know what I'm saying, like I was hurt, and then and they being honest about it and being true about it, don't mean you don't have to share yours with yourself and be expressive about it out loud with yourself. They may be choosing to tell the neighborhood. That's that like that ain't the way to do it. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying like if Oprah recommended a book on the same type of hurt that you went through, that is not for you. You have to be your own author. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm putting the power back in your lap, and you motherfuckers don't act like you know that. Like, you don't understand. You don't even know what power looks like for real, though. Authentically, you have no clue what actual power looks like. Like, if a motherfucker is giving you gems, telling you, like, yo, like for real though, like jealousy means that you feel powerless. Right? Insecurity means you feel powerless, like you don't believe in yourself. It doesn't mean anything other than it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else believes. Because even if somebody's doing something to make me feel jealous, I have to accept the feelings. I have to say, I take the notion, and now I accept the feelings. And now I'm theirs. Now I'm theirs. Like a lamb to the slaughter, right? We know that. We get that. So then intellectually now get it even further and say to yourself, then that means that insecurity is not something that anybody could do to me. It's me, myself, who have to accept it. Because if I'm confidently walking on the street like, yeah, I'm the shit, man, but not like in that egotistical way. But if I'm confidently walking on the street like, yeah, but yes, yeah, I'm the shit. I'm the shit, man. Yeah, I'm the shit. I'm supposed to be the shit to me. So when you see a motherfucker walking on the street like they the shit, if you feeling like they being too much, then that's you. You gotta understand that's a reflection of how you see yourself. Yourself. I want to say this out loud because I don't know if people are saying this to you guys. But it seems like I walked out my own neighborhood and it's like people who have way more materially than I do somehow find themselves jealous and envious of me. And I get it because I do have way more than you. I do. I ain't gonna fucking lie. I do. Not materially. So what the fuck you searching for? I don't know. Come search. Get the hounds. Come search and smell the place. I don't got more materially than you. It may seem so because if you're blessed spiritually, my motherfucking friend, you're blessed materially. It just works that way, man. Why do you think Jesus, when the motherfucking Jesus died, when the motherfucker died, you know what the motherfuckers did? They cast lots for his fucking clothing because he had the finest shit, man. He had the finest shit. But meanwhile, this motherfucker was tortured. So you tell me, you want the finest clothing? And you want the abuse that I went through or the torture that I went through? Or you just want the fucking clothing? You egotistical motherfuckers who don't understand how small you are in reality. None of you motherfuckers have the guts, the balls, like I've said before, to stand in front of a motherfucker like me. You will never do it. I guarantee you that. As a one thing I know in my life, I will face all of you behind closed doors with not even being in a room with you. You all will face me that way, but not one of you will stand in front of my face and say, what the fuck you thinking? Now, who's the coward?